A while ago on my Facebook page, I posted up a picture that was similar to this, and everybody said the HITBOX welder was so small. I think HITBOX heard you and took it as a challenge. This is HITBOX new ARC200 series. It is a 110 and a 220 machine. And it does ramp up when it's on 220. We'll show you that in the settings later on. But what we have right now is a little test setup. We've got an engine working stand that I need to build for an upcoming project on single cylinder Briggs & Strattons and potentially hot rodding them. We've got a slew of regular standard rods that you would normally pick up at any basic welding supply area, along with Hobart's classic 613 by 3/32 rod that everybody under the sun uses. We got Hobart's welding chart for amperage. I mean, look at this thing next to my welding helmet. You just can't get over the size of this bugger. I don't know. John said that it looked like a purse, and then we proceeded to find out it actually had a purse strap. You know how they go on fishing trips and they tell you to take something to put next to the fish to make it look bigger? I think we just figured out the welder version. That's a full-size 140 style welder. And that is that thing with John, like a purse on his hip. It is teeny tiny, even by 10. Actually, John's about to turn 11. He turns 11 on September 1st. 3/32 rod. We've got hot start set for 5. We've got the auto arc set for 10. It seems to be pretty happy at this point. Yeah, it's a little too hot, so let's dial it back to 140. Oh yeah, that was definitely way happier. It liked that setting the best out of everything so far. This thing is insane loud, but I wanted to try to show you this and zoom in right here. It actually tells you what it thinks this amperage is going to weld for a plate, along with a conversion on what size rod it thinks you should need. So if we crank this up, we're going to see it go up in the plate size. And then we're going to see it think that it needs a bigger rod. See right there? That arrow just moved. So it thinks that this 16th inch rod should be capable of 70 amps. That's really high on Hobart's chart. Now if you punch this button, you're going to end up with hot start, arc force, a lift TIG option, which yet again does the whole what size we think it should be, a VRD mode, and then amps. And it will tell you whether it thinks it's on 110 or 220 also. I have never seen a micro welder that hates 1/8 inch rod. I tried for like 2 hours to dial this in. It just was hateful. But on good old-fashioned farmer's rod, see if we can flip it up here, 613 by 3/32, 5 pounds, what every farmer runs, it will run at 140 amps and a 5 for a hot start and about a 5 for a re-arc on it. But I have re-arc set on it because I shake. I have carpal tunnel in my right hand and I just can't help it. But this is 220 volts. Focus, there we go. And this is 110 volts that, till I took the slag out, looked as if it was a solid weld. This is 110 volts that also looked like a solid weld until I took the slag out. This is 220. This is 220 volts. This is 110 volts. Again, looks solid until I smacked all the slag out of it. This is another 110 volt weld. And this is my final, well, actually this is the original attempt to dial in on 220 volts. There we go. And as you can see, it is solid all the way through. It's just ugly. So, I'm not really sure why there is such a difference on this thing between 110 volts at 140 amps and 220 volts at 140 amps. But without question, this thing welds very differently based on whether you're on 220 or 110. That's my take on it. Do with it what you will. It is a sub $100 welder. You can get as judgmental as you want, but the real reality is a sub $100 welder is not going to even remotely come close to a $500 welder or a $1,000 welder or any other means of it. But when you consider that the original $150 Walmart Campbell welders could only weld 1/8 inch stick, this thing is doing amazing. And by those standards, I think it's worth $100, but it is only worth $100 to do ugly welds that get the job done that nobody's ever going to see and give a damn about. But it's under $100. Link in the description below if you're interested in this. I'll also link to the standard Hobart sticks that I use. And again, I am not an arc welder. I suck at it. Feel free to go and make as many judgmental comments as you would like. None of them are going to bother me and my carpal tunnel. Have a good day.